Welcome. We're going to be starting here in a few seconds here, but welcome to the Commercial Financing Webinar. My name's Durante Parks. I'll be your presenter. We're going to share with you some content, and I think we have everything set here. We can actually begin here. So for starters, I'm a commercial financier, an investor, a financier, and an equity partner in commercial transactions. I've been doing it for over 30 years. And what I want to share with you is some of the custom websites that I've created based on the needs that I've developed and learned about over the years. So having said that, these are some special websites. And what we're going to do is actually give you a little tour and explain to you how the websites work based on our business activities. And first, we want to put it all into perspective. My approach to commercial financing and investing is basically a business of buying and selling money. It's that simple to me. Buyers buy money, sellers sell money. You can either buy money as a buyer when you purchase property. You can either buy a property or buy an income stream, but you're purchasing money, and you can sell money. You can do either or. They're games, and in the games there are rules and there are players. That's my approach. Okay, so depending on what game or activity you've selected to be engaged in, you want, and what I've developed are websites based on those activities, and that's what we want to actually share with you. All right, which means basically your website is your playground or your playroom for the game you have elected to play. Your website is your playing field. And if you're doing acquisitions, business deals, real estate deals, new construction acquisitions, accounts receivables, business financing, equipment financing, those are different fields, so you have to have different playgrounds. You can't play football on a soccer field, and you can't play basketball on a football field. So the websites are basically the playgrounds that you play on. All right, so what we're going to do is, here is, in this buying and selling money game, in the real estate game is basically, new construction, acquisition, refinancing, rehab, and bridge and short-term financing. Pretty limited, but the neat thing about real estate investing and financing is that there's a lot of capital, and most importantly, the real estate is the collateral that collateralizes and secures the loan. Okay, the other market is business financing, completely different animal, but it has more products, and the benefit and the difference in the two is that business financing is typically faster and quicker than real estate financing. You don't have to deal with appraisals and all that stuff, and you don't have that to deal with. So business financing is a little different, and it has more opportunities, because in real estate you basically have the new construction, acquisition, rehabs, and refinancing, and bridge. That's it. But in business, you have lines of credit, equipment financing, inventory financing, operating capital, accounts receivable financing, purchase order financing, startup capital, and it goes on and on and on. Just a lot more products and services in the business financing service than it is in the real estate financing service. So having said that, it's important that your website be relevant to the activity you're actually involved in. And that's what this webinar is all about. We're going to cover probably 4 or 5 different websites, but they're basically in 3 niches. There's a corporate website for actually selling money and consulting services. And then there's a wholesaler website for flipping properties. It's what I use, the actual funnel for attracting cash buyers for fast deals. When I say fast, I mean 29, 30-day closings. Doesn't require any cash or capital or credit, and you don't even have to have a property to begin. But this website, this wholesaler's website, is developed specifically for that purpose, and we're going to take a look at it. And then thirdly is our property investor site. You're going to make offers and make deals. To make deals, you have to make offers. To be an investor, you have to do what investors do. And what the investors do is investors make offers. So if you want to be an investor, you have to make offers. This site is for that purpose. And then we have our back office, which has all the software and tools for implementing and executing the strategies inside the actual websites. The virtual office is the power plant, is the super glue to structuring the deals. Now, having said that, we're going to jump right in here and get the tour started, and we're going to start with a couple of corporate sites, and we're going to actually go through them. All right, the first site we're going to look at is the A1 Business Owners. Now, I'm going to go down to the bottom of the site first. And down here, I want you to notice there's a link that backlinks to the income property buyer site. All right. This is the footer, has your basic contact information and general stuff here. You can actually put an email opt-in form here on this website if we want to. All right. Now, our financing services business. Now remember, there are two things going on here. This site has real estate as well as business products on it. So if we go to a business products, what we have here, accounts receivables, debt financing, and you do the pull down, and it gives you some detail on the services, and you can, and depending on what lender you're working with, will determine what you actually put on the site. You only put on the websites what you can do, and you put on the website what your lender does, right? You don't want to be offering high leverage financing, 102%, 100% financing, and your lender, and you don't have the program. That's a disconnect, and it's not. It creates integrity issues because it's not true. You're just lying. So what you put on here is what your lender says he'll do, and you get his permission to do it. But if you are working and promoting his products and taking him to clients, you're not going to have a problem with that. So you want the consistency here, which means what's on your website are services that you can deliver. You've made the connections and you can actually get the deals done. All right. Equipment financing here. All right. And then we have a place to go to pre-qualify. You click the button and start the process. That's how it goes. Okay. Now, if we go back to the home page, and now we're going to just come down the entire site. This is detailed on how to utilize this free quote from the straight line training course that's in the back office. Free consultations, you use that to start a conversation with the client, and it starts like this. It's real straightforward. So tell me what it is you're trying to do, and let me see if I can help you. And you listen, and in that conversation, in that linguistic encounter, you pick up all of the information you need, and you know how you can help a person, or if you can help. Okay, so you want to have this here, so when they click this, it basically brings them to this form, and they set up a date. And most importantly, you want to ask this question. In these free consultations, you pretty much limit them to 30 minutes. You can find out if you can help a person in 30 minutes or not, and this does that. All right, so that's what this is. What would you like to discuss during your consultation? And that'll give you, some information to get prepared for. And that's what that does. It brings the clients, those who are interested, to you. They want a free quote, same scenario. But if we go down the site, you have here our programs. Now, initially, I mentioned that you want to use the programs that you can sell and have the connections to, because in other words, I can't offer new construction financing and don't have a new construction funder. Okay, that's a disconnect. It won't work. I can't do the deals. The deals could be doable, but I can't do them. Why? Because I'm disconnected. I'm not connected there. So if we hit the view programs, and these are the real estate loans, and it's not but basically 4 types of real estate loans: new construction, acquisition, commercial property financing, and then there's private money. All right. So this site is, it lays out, and these are the lender's terms. All of these are the lender's terms that I'm connected with. And then we have here an asset-based lender application. And that means the typical real estate deal is a credit-based deal. It's based on the individual's credit score, and down payment. Asset-based lending is a completely different animal. It's based on the value of the asset, not the individuals. So this is for that, asset-based lending. And there's an application here for that. Now what's interesting is this is all of the applications you have can be accessed from this page. You pull this down, and there they are: new construction, acquisition, refinancing, private money, and private lines of credit. So if you hit refinancing, it brings up the refinancing form. All right. And all of that works like that. Those are just the apps that are built in here based on the activity that you are doing. That's why it's important that the website is consistent with the activities that you're engaged in. Let's go back to the home page. And here we have financing for our basic real estate deals. Okay. And then here, these are consulting services. Now this is that freebie we looked at a few minutes ago session. This is a service that is fee-based. It's a product you have to sell. It's built into the website. And how does it work? Let's say you run an ad on Craigslist, or when we get in the back office, you'll see in all of this will come together that you run the ad, and the ad says high leverage financing available for qualified buyers of income producing commercial properties. And you can say high leverage, or you can even say 100% or 99.5% financing available. And then here's your unique selling proposition. Here, you do all loans above 80% loan to value have to be professionally packaged or pre-underwritten. And to do that, individuals come here on this page, and what you actually have is a sales page about why you need to have your package professionally underwritten. Now I want you to notice there isn't a price here, and it's for a reason. And you can put a price on it, but my experience has been, if I've been able to sell commercial, and other students have been able to sell commercial loan packages, okay, from $500 to $3,500. You have to pick the price. So the guy who applies for the 100% financing, when we talk on the phone and he wants the 100% financing, I tell him that the 100% financing programs, because they're exceptional, you have to make sense here. It's exceptional, and because you're asking for exceptional financing, we're going to have to do an exceptional package. And to put this in its simplest form, simplest core, this is basically the same as a resume preparation service. You have to have the resume to take to the interview. Without the resume, you don't get the interview. You can have the resume, get the interview, and still not get the job. If you have the resume, get the interview, and don't get the job, You don't go back to the guy or the company that prepared the resume and say, I want my money back for the resume because I didn't get the job. This is the same thing. It's a loan packaging service, and you can position it as a essential front-end product, and you can price it and make it, hear what I said, essential, not optional, front-end product, and you can price it for whatever you want. The software for creating the package is included in the back office. It's nothing else to purchase with this. Everything is all inclusive. All right. So when the guy calls you up and he wants to talk about the pricing, then you tell him it's $3,500 because it's an opportunity to do a joint venture too. It's $3,500 for the loan packaging service. However, you don't have to pay $35. And it depends on the deal, because what I'll do, I'll pay half of it for you. So if it's $35, then he's going to pay $15, and you're going to pay $15. But in the return, you're going to trade the $15 for equity in the transaction. You finna stick your hand in here. So if it's a $1 million deal, we'll just go that low. We'll go there. So you'll get it. The $1 million deal, you wanted $3,500 to do the packaging. He doesn't have the $35, but you offered to pay half of it for him in exchange for 10% equity. Then what you just did in that conversation is 10% of the $1 million is $100,000. You just created $100,000 in equity, and you're going to convert it to debt, and you got a $100,000 mortgage, second mortgage on this property with this individual, and you got $1,500 for doing it. Equity, if you get it closed, if it's doable, that's if it's even doable. And if it's doable, you get the points on the loan, and you get the 10% equity, the $100,000 note, and you secure the note against the property. You convert your equity to debt, and in the process of doing that, you generate residual income stream. And you can do zero interest. It doesn't matter. You can do 30-year loans, 10-year loans, 20-year loans. In the masterclass, you learn how to structure and how to actually do that. So that's what this is about here. Okay? And that's just one of the services. And notice here you have a sales page for it. Now you can put an order button in here if you choose to. That's up to you. I'm just saying my experience has been I have a better results and establish a rapport, and that's in having those conversations, the linguistic encounter, talking with people, versus if I put $5,000, $3,000, click here to order, very few people will pay you $2,000 or $3,000 over the web without even talking with you. However, on the telephone, one-on-one, when we're talking and having our linguistic encounter and connecting, or we either connecting or disconnecting, because you don't want to do business with people you don't like talking with. I mean, seriously, everything ain't about money, because you want to build long-term relationships. And some people, when you meet them, talk with them, you want to have a short-term relationship. And you say, well, how short? As short as the call is. When this phone call ends, we done. You have no desire. So you pick and choose the people you want to work with. We're not beggars here, okay? So I'll get a guy on the phone, I cut him a deal on my packaging, and I'll do a trade, and I'll pay half of his packaging fee for 10% equity in the deal, with the logic being, you say, well, why would anyone do that? It's a good question, and you do want to have an answer to it. A couple of reasons. Number one, by me having a vested interest in your project as an equity partner, I'm going to make sure you get the best terms, the best rate, and have a real strong cash flow. Why? So you will be able to pay me. I don't want to foreclose. I don't care to foreclose. I'm going to make sure you get the best rate, the best terms on the whole deal, because it's to my benefit. That's one. Number two, for you, I'll be your equity partner on all your deals going forward, because I'm going to help you, and I can make the offers for you. I can analyze the deals for you as an equity partner, the value I bring it, and I become a partner, or a part of the individual, and I help them. If he's an investor and he wants to acquire 10 to 20, $30 million for properties over the next 12 months, I'm going to help him like this. Which means what? He doesn't have to write contracts. I issue LOIs on his behalf as his partner, knowing that on every deal we get done, I'm a 10% equity owner and he can cash me out at any time. But I'm creating residual income, and I'm converting my equity into debt, and I'm getting it simply for the asking. I need no money, no partners, no credit, and no one's approval to do that. Okay, so this site is, in this particular service, is a revenue equity builder built into the website if you understand how it works. So the thing here is, the nice, pretty websites are fine, but that's not enough being alone. You have to have the knowledge and the strategies for implementing and executing the strategies. You can't just have the website. The website is the playground. You have to develop the plays. So what I just shared with you here under this package is the playground and the play, because you can, and the pay. I'm going to get paid, and I'm going to get equity. And if the deal closes and is doable and I can get it done, I will then pick up the points also. So by taking the equity, if the deal doesn't close, I don't get anything but the fee for doing the packaging. Here's the point. You want to get paid, not played. And if you don't know the game, it's easy to get played and never get paid. That is easy to do, because players, it's a game. In any game, the only people who profit and make money are the players, not the fans. The fans pay, the players are paid. This is that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, another service here is this project analysis. You're looking to purchase a property. Let's just say you are. You have a contract, or looking to put a contract, or looking at a property. We want to analyze it for you as a free service, and we do the same thing here. Here, you have an actual session, and same thing. We're going to do the encounter, going to look at the deal, and here we're going to get paid. The service you offer here, if they have an offer or looking to structure a deal, even with another lender. Let's just say they have a letter, a funding commitment or a term sheet from another lender. You can profit from that. Okay? In other words, if you give me a term sheet during our session, you show me, I got these terms on this property, and tell me, what do you think? You know, I'll look at it, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you, I can probably get you a better, you know, in most cases you can, but don't you hear the conversation and the setup? First of all, I can probably get you a better deal, but if I do that, I'm not going to make a dime on it. So you're paying, here it is, you're paying $10,000 a month at 10%, right? And you don't like that, right? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's just deal with the numbers. They follow the model here. $10,000 at 10% is what you have and what your expenses are. And if I help you, I won't make any money because I buy the points down. Just like in regular real estate, I can take my points and buy down the rate. You got a problem with which number, the 10,000 or the 10%? Well, the only way I can really affect is two ways I can reduce the 10,000, and that's going to be with the N or the I, the interest rate or the term on the loan, the length of it. All right. But here's the question. What if I can get this rate down, what's in it for me? That's a question you think. And here's the path to that. So are you open? If I can get the $10,000 a month payment reduced, here's how I'd like for you to pay me. I would like to be compensated by you paying me 50% of what I save you. So if that's the statement, that's the deal. We have a document that locks that down. We're going to see that later, all of this about with the document to lock this down. So which would you rather do? Pay me 10%, 50% of what I save you, or 50% of what you make? And here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. It's the same 50%. It doesn't even matter. But 50% of what I save you sounds better and feels better, and you're more likely to do it. So the guy said, yeah, well, I'll do 50% of what I save you. Okay? What I save you, now let me finish it, over the life of the loan. Okay? So what does that mean? Well, that's $10,000 a month is what he's paying. I got the payments down to $9,000 a month. What was the deal? 50% of what I saved him. So what did I save him? I saved him $500 per month. It was $10,000. I got it down to $9,000, saved him $1,000. The deal was 50% of what I saved him. That's $500. Okay? You say, you got it? Over the life of the loan. So if it's a 10-year loan with 120 payments, it's $500 times 120. And what do? We secure it as debt, or he can cash us out. Pulling equity out of deals. You want to be these sites combined with the training makes you a deal maker, a commercial transaction engineer. That's all I'm doing here. I'm making deals where there is no deal. Typically, your deals aren't going to show up packaged and ready. In 90% of the cases and situations, you're going to have to make the deals. It's kind of like a bunch of bungee cords. You're going to have to pull them together and hook them. But if you need 3 bungee cords and you only have 2, you through. You don't even go there. But you know that before you start. That's why you have these conversations. And that's why you go through the training and learn the strategies. So in the real marketplace, you can implement and execute and pull cash and put deals together and pull cash out of transactions and paper out of thin air. These are paper capers. All right. So that's what you can actually do here with the deal analysis. And then also you can offer the newest service is you can offer, like this particular individual, we can offer him an opportunity where if he's, instead of putting a contract on a property and putting a $100,000 earnest money down and all that, we can make an offer on his behalf, put the terms in it. I'm going to show you some of those later in the webinar, where we put together and write the offer, even 100% financing offer with 6-month moratorium on it, the taxes and insurance to be escrowed in lieu of proration. You put the verbiage in the LOI and even the financing and everything. You can draft the offers as a fee-based service, whether you're buying properties for yourself or you're doing it for others. Because once you learn with these websites and the training that's included, most importantly, the training that's included, once you learn that, you'll be able to structure all kind of crazy deals to make easy money, and you're basically making your knowledge sale. You're gonna be a knowledge worker. You're gonna fix problems. That's pretty much what I do. Now, the other thing to remember is that 90% of the people you talk to, you can help if you know the game, if you know the plays, if you have the tools. You can help 90% of the people in one way or another. even if they don't close, you can still help them and profit from those processes. So this site is what's built into them is for actually doing these type of things. All right, let's go down a little bit more. Take us continue here. So these are your consulting services here, and that puts you in play in the game on your field. All right, here we covered that, and then you have here the loan program. You got the real estate programs, bridge loans, hard money loans, and business. Now you can, even though this is business, the reason the real estate is built in here is because they just show up. And the thing about real estate deals, they're just easy to do. They're just slow. It might take you 45, 60 days on a real estate deal. On the business deals, the real estate deals can go up to, 30, 40, $50 million or even more. And there's another sector. It's called project financing that starts at $100 million. You can play there too. And see, with this training and these resources, you don't have to do but one deal and be done for a while. You can do one 6-figure deal, one 7-figure deal, or you can do these little fast deals. But we had one recently that's $3 million, little bit deal, small, but you're picking up 4 points on it. You close in 15 days. So do the math. $3 million, 4 points, 4 times 3, it's $120,000 on a small $3 million deal. Can't do that on a real estate deal. You'll struggle to get 2 points. There are other things you can do to fix that, but I'm just saying, even though this is a business loan website, there's real estate on here, and business loans are faster. All right, and even here, we have niche programs under business loans, because this is what you're talking about. And when I say your site needs to be consistent with what you're doing and convey a consistent message and establish credibility, that's what this is. All right, you got fast capital. There it is, fast capital. Then you got lines of credit. I want you to look at these terms. $100,000 to $500,000, low interest, no credit score, no minimum. Think you can sell that? And then we show you where to find the clients too. You don't need a lot of clients. You just need quality clients. You don't need a lot of deals. You just need doable deals. And you do it part-time. Your website will do 90% of the work, but you do have to learn the game to play it. 36-month term. All right. 6 months in business. No collateral required. You won't find this in the real estate sector, because in the real estate sector, the real estate is the collateral. That's the cool thing about it. It self-collateralizes itself. All right. And here, most businesses are eligible. You can pay off the balance at any time. And these are lines of credit from $1,000 to $500,000, low interest rates. But that's a service that you can offer to businesses. It doesn't have anything to do with real estate. It's the other side of the coin. And then you have business loans, 650 credit score minimum, up to $15 million. You can go there. And 5 to 25 year term. And this funder can do an SBA loan if you need to. It says conventional or SBA. So if you're buying a business that includes real estate, or you have a client that wants to buy a business, not the real estate, he's going to buy a business, but the business owns the real estate, then this can do that for business. It's a business loan, and it's a business acquisition loan. And then there's equipment financing. It goes up to $5 million. So you take a $5 million deal, do the math, you get 4 points. All right. I'm just telling you, do the math. $5 million, you're picking up 4 points. That's $200,000 on small deals. Just get it. All right. So, and then you have lines of credit, free consultations, and plans for that. But these are your business loans. Okay. And then you have the real estate loans, we covered that. The hard money, we went there and looked at that. But you have these built into your website. This is what this site is. It's your playground. All right. And here's a bailout loans, hard money flip loans. You simply hit the button and the application is filled out. And the way this works, you get a notification on your phone, on your email, and you can log into your back office and see the application, or pick the phone up, hit the button, and call the individual, set up a conference call, and have the conversation and begin the linguistic encounter. All right. So this is how this site's structured, just to give you an idea. And this is a consultant site, and the services we went through there, how to monetize that. You have an about you page, a contact page. This site even has a blog on it, and there's some content, search engine food, about private money and stuff. Just search engine food. And then of course you have your contact us on it. And it's a real simple site, and it doesn't have hundreds of pages on it. And then here's your contact page. You have your phone number, and a link back to your applications, just in case, and hit submit, and it's emailed to you, hit you up on your email or your mobile, and then you reach out and touch and have the linguistic encounter. In the training in the back office, we're going to do that last, it gives you all of the things you need to do to have and to make the website work effectively. All right. Then we have our About Us page. So real simple, real clean, and this pretty much what happens here on this site. All right, that's our consultant site number 1. All right, now this consultant site number 2. This is cyber loans. It has the same thing on it. It's just geared more to a business financing than real estate. We include real estate because it just shows up, And then we're going to show you some of the strategies we do with the real estate when you decide you want to play the real estate game, and you're going to like that because you want the sites based on what activities you're actually performing. So we don't have 3 activities that we actually do here. But this is the cyber loans. It's a more vibrant site, but it has basically the same services on it. All right. Now, one thing about this site, all of them are different. No, they aren't, identical. They're custom based on you. You get a website, one of our sites. We're going to talk with you to find out what niche you want to do in what sector, and help you connect the dots. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how we do that. But like here, recent business closings. If we come here to give you a flavor of what we're talking about under business loans. And remember, the thing about these business loans, they close in 5 and 10 days. They're not like the real estate stuff that take months and months. All right. So here's an example: $100,000, $150,000 from a retail store. Guy bought a store, needed some capital. You got it, 9% rate. Here's a therapy store. Now we're dealing with these loans are dealing with directly with a bank, so the money is real fast. Not dealing with brokers here. These are direct funders on this. You plug in $453,000 for an ice cream shop, and it was a franchise startup fee. These what the opportunities are. Just watch this. $500,000 working capital for a trucking company. $900,000 for a restaurant. It was, notice, real estate purchase of the restaurant. Okay, 10% interest, 86% LTV. Here's a $500,000, $50,000 on a gas station, which was working capital. Now, You want to see what opportunities are, you can go to places like LinkedIn and just look, and Facebook, and even Craigslist. You can either run ads or read ads, but you're running and reading ads for working capital, equipment financing, and this is business real estate. See, this is a restaurant purchase, but the restaurant had its own real estate with it. Okay. Here is an agriculture company, $2 million, debt consolidation, and working capital, 10-year term, 11% short term, no prepays. Here's a $90,000 line of credit for a real estate investment company. That could very well be an ugly house investor who needs lines of credit to purchase real estate with. You can help them. We're selling money. Remember that. This is selling money, except we're selling different types of money. Here's a daycare center. And what is it? A line of credit. Most businesses don't have an issue with lines of credit. They love it. All right. Here's a mobile storage company. They want an equipment purchase. They want to purchase some more containers. A 5-year loan, 0 down payment, 11% financing. And here's a $179 equipment purchase for a wellness company. I think that's a tanning thing or something. But these gives you an idea of what when we say business financing and business services, this gives you an indication of what we're actually talking about. So there's a communication company, and that's equipment purchase. Down here, oil, gas, half of $500,000. Working capital. Here's a logger company, a harvester purchase, $119,000. But these are the loans that my lender can do and has done. All right, and this is the stuff we do. You want to come here and visit. Connected it now. This isn't included in all of the packages. It was included initially in the founders package, but on the other packages, this isn't included. It's part of a joint venture because you work directly with me on this stuff. You don't have to, just to get access to the resource. I do it as a JV. I can't, and the reason I do that, I can't justify sending anybody to my funding sources that I haven't worked with or vetted, because it can have a negative impact on me. Okay? That's why. And here's a pet grooming company. And it's a consulting firm, $50,000 working capital. SBA purchase for an appraisal company. $295,000 for a fitness boot camp. And then $1 million for and this, I want you to just notice this, working capital and a debt refi. $1 million. On a $1 million deal like that, you pick up 4 points, do the math, count your money. And then this is a resort, is equipment purchase financing for $162,000. So that's what this site offers under the business, recent business closings, all right? And the structures are pretty much the same. The packaging and what you offer is the same. The deal analysis, the loan packaging, it's just pretty much the same. Same stuff. Okay, same products. Now, so those two sites, the A1 Business Loans, and we went back, and the Cyber Loans are two corporate money brokering sites. Now, what I want to show you next is our local property flip site. And to see the best of this, now it's a funnel, so you can't see all of the pages. Okay, but what this is, we run an ad, and the ad says discounted off-market properties available for qualified buyers. Serious inquiries only, and we drop this link in the ad. Click here for details. And the people come here and they go through a funnel. And when we get through, see if I can remember some of the pages here. Hopefully. Oh, no, that won't come up. No, that's not it. Won't work. Oh, wait a minute. I can get to it that way. Yeah, here. So you have the process, the investor profile, step 2, a dashboard, these pages, step 4, and let me give you an example. You come here on this page and it tells them the process. 10 steps to this. And that's what this does. In other words, you're dealing with cash buyers here. Now, what's going to happen, even though you run an ad for cash buyers, you're going to have non-cash buyers show up, but you be ready for that. It's not a problem because the non-cash buyers are the ones you offer your other services to. I'm not a cash buyer. I need financing. And in most cases, I want above 80%. Remember your rule. Any deals above 80% LTV, they're required to be professionally packaged and or professionally underwritten. What's the difference? You're gonna love this. You can package it for $500, and it's nothing but data entry. And you say, but you can underwrite it, pre-underwrite it for $1,500. You say, well, what's the difference in the two packages? You ready for this? Not one thing. The only difference in the pre-underwriting package is you're going to consult with them and go through the package with them. On the pre-underwriting, on the loan packaging, you aren't. That's the difference. You say, but one costs $500 and the other one costs $1,500 to $3,000. Yeah, we're paid for what we know, not for what we do. We solve problems. We're knowledge workers. Got it? Okay. So that's one part of it. It explains the process. And then the investor here tells us what kind of investor are you? I mean, are you, you need some intel. And then we go back and they have to tell us what they're looking for. All right. And now it's 3 pages to this. And it's the flipper site. And they tell us what they're looking for. And then we have this underwriting thing. Now, remember, we deal with cash buyers. So in a lot of cases, right here, we have a sales page for the underwriting, but as you can see, I haven't finished, well, my guys hadn't finished building it out, but it's no big deal to build it, to finish it, because we don't have to make it live on this site. And then we don't need a loan application, but what'll happen is there'll be people that will sign up for your all cash deal and don't have cash. And you'll have realtors that are going to sign up, and you can write in the ad, discounted off market properties available for qualified buyers. Okay, serious inquiries only. Realtors not protected, and they still show up. They'll still show up, and the people will show up who are not cash buyers. That's the game. That's just the way it works. So what are you going to do? You want to say, I don't believe you. Well, you're not a cash buyer. My ad said cash buyers. You're not a cash buyer. My ad said no real estate agents, and you're a real estate agent. What's up with that, dude? You can't read. Don't even go there. It doesn't matter. It's a game. So what are you going to do? You're going to play. You have something for all of them. And that's why what's so cool about it, you can help most people start the process and get paid by helping them start. You cannot guarantee the conclusion of the game. All right. So here we give them a dashboard. They have to understand the process, and you do too. To sell this, you have to understand the process. Step 2, you're going to create an investor profile. What do you like to invest? And here they tell me what they're looking for, where they're looking for it, and all of that stuff. And then here's a strategy. The guy wants to buy ugly apartment buildings in Atlanta, $3 million. He don't care if they're empty. It's a lot of details here, but you don't have to go there. It's already in here. Okay. And what do? Well, he wants to buy. He wants to buy some apartment buildings. Okay, and what we tell him here is what we expect from them. Number one, pre-inspection period. Because what we talk about here, this is the 29-day close stuff. So you don't play around here. You have to be real detailed and you work by the clock. But the website here does that for you. And there's so that's what we have here in the process. And then you're gonna have buyers who, like here, you got cash buyers, and you got these guys that need financing. You say, well, why do you need financing? Well, they just do, and we can put a page in here for that. So this is how the sites are customized based on what your activities are. And what's interesting is that this income property buyer site has the least number of pages on it of all the sites, but it's simple and very effective, and it only works in your local market. You can only do this in your local market. So when you go back here and you look at the process here and understand it now, this is in the back office in the local property flip course. This is the course online. One, submit your custom property search. We use your resources and locate the property. Now remember, we don't have a property. We don't even have a property. Don't worry about that. If we locate a property, tells them, no, we are not realtors. You disclose that. Because a lot of realtors are going to come. The question comes up. Think about this. Why would a realtor respond to a discount off-market property ad? Why? And you say realtors not protected. And they show up anyway. Very interesting, right? So why would a realtor do that? You say, oh, I understand. He wants to list the property. No, it's because of the keyword you use. You use the keyword off market. His objective is to get that off market property that you mentioned you have on market, and that's why they show up. And they'll ask you for a list of the properties. We don't have a list. We don't even have the properties yet, remember? So in this case, you get the brokers to register. If you want to, you can put them on a registration list. That's if you want to play there. If you can, because we have let me see, I think we got a broker registration page. Or do we? If not, I can make one. They're easy to do. But I pick and choose what I work on. And you should too. You don't want to, you can't help everybody. You can only help certain people. But the thing is, this site, I think it's only like 4 people that has this site. But we only have one version of it, and this is it. So we'll be updating it later. All right. So we looked at 2 consulting websites, and this is the flipper site, and this is for attracting cash buyers. If you notice, this site does not have all the navigation bars and places to click and all that. All it has on it is an opt-in form. You either fill out the form or keep it moving. There ain't no options here. And that's by design, right? Now, so we did the 2 flippers, the 2 consultant sites, A1 Business Loans and Cyber Loans. And we looked at the off-market property. And oh, by the way, we have these in the inventory of these domains. So we have some .coms, we got a .net, .us, .biz, several of them in this market. And the reason is, why that's important, is the keywords. This site gets a lot of traffic just because of these words, off-market property buyer. And when you start selecting domain names for your stuff, particularly if you become a customer and get one of our sites, then you want those domain names to be keyword rich and descriptive of what you're offering. All right. Next, investor site. Yeah, investor site. So we'll go here. And this is what the investor site looks like. It's simple. And it has a process. You're making offers on income producing commercial properties on LoopNet, on OopNet with Marcus and Millichap, CBLS, wherever you're going to do it. You're going to play, that's your playing field, remember. Okay. And you make an offer. I'm going to show you how that works. You make the offer, and these guys Google your name and Google your company. It's on your LOI in your email. We have custom email addresses. In other words, in this site would be your name at incomepropertybuyer.us. So you're tied to a private website. You're not using Gmail and Hotmail and all that here. It don't work. You got to do this. So we set that up. We'll show you how that works. All right. And then on this site, it tells you, it's real simple, what you buy. I want you to notice the simplicity of this. We buy income producing commercial properties East and West Coast USA only from $1 to $20 million. All right. We buy class apartment, senior housing, and student housing. What, where, and how we buy. Where we purchase, where do we purchase, what we purchase, why we purchase, and how we purchase it. Real simple, okay? And that's our philosophy. Now, we got some clients we work with down here. And it's basically, we close in 45 days or less on this. And here are acquisition guidelines. And it's a real simple site, just very effective, okay? So let me show you. Hit acquisition guidelines. And we're going to tell you what we do, don't, will, and won't do, okay? Lay it out nice and clean on one page. What types of properties? You got them here. All right? Be nobody sending you no spaceships to purchase. Where do we purchase? You tell them we don't do nothing in New York and don't do nothing in Hawaii. And if the things don't change, it probably gonna be nothing in Texas. Okay? What types of property we're not interested in? You say, why do you have to put that? Well, you'll be amazed that if you don't, you'll get this stuff. No raw land, no single family homes, no mobile homes, no gas stations, no food service properties, no industrial properties, no warehouses except national brands. You say, what, you gonna make offers and buy those? Yeah, we have a play for that. Remember, we're playing a game here. Property requirements. Okay. We require all properties. We want Class A. We don't fix. There's no fixer-uppers. All properties must be operational and at least 80% occupied. We only invest in Class A and B properties. Properties should be no more than 15 years. We do not purchase undervalued properties in need of renovation. We are not rehabbers. We don't fix stuff up. I'm just get that. To play this game here, we're not playing with no junk properties. Let me tell you why. When we deal with income producing properties, it's easier to get the deals funded and to flip the properties because they have income. You don't have to fix that. You don't have to do no renovations. You don't have to do no increase the rents. Because we're basically income property buyers. We're buying the income from the property, and we basically use the income to qualify the property. If the property doesn't have income, then you're going to have to qualify. And we don't want to do that. We'd rather for the property to do it, which means what? We focus exclusively on income producing commercial properties. Okay, got it? What's required? All right, documents, 2 years income expense statement, all of that's built into your website. Okay, processing time, 24 to 48 hours, and then it tells us what we're going to do. The whole process is laid out here on this. We issue the LOI, and we just go in here and do that stuff. And in the back office at the end, you're going to see all of the tools for implementing and executing these strategies are built into the website. Do we protect brokers? You want to play with them? Yes, we do, but they need to be protected too. They can't, because what can happen, you can have two realtors submit the same property. So who are you going to talk to? I'm just saying, it happens. So you have to deal with it. When you got an issue here, a conflict, so you have a conflict resolution policy. And you're going to tie it into who submitted first. If they are a listing agent and they can't provide you with copies of the listing agreement, you can't, you can't work with them. But if you got 3 people submit the same property, and of the 3, neither of them have a listing agreement, so which one you're gonna work with? You do it based on who submitted the deals first, which means that on your form it has a date on it, so you can, when they submit something to you, you can know who to work with based on the date. But we had to insert this to address that issue. And then here, they come here and register. You will be directed to our property submission page once your registration is complete. And when they complete, we send them to another page. So this is a simple investor website here. And what we do is we log into the back office and we create these documents. All right. So we got the corporate site, off-market property site, and then the income property buyer site. All right. So we're going to take a break, come back in 10 minutes, and we'll see you in 10. All right. So we've taken a tour of the corporate site, saw that. We went through the wholesaler site, and we went through the property investor site. And it goes back to what we mentioned initially, is what is it you want to sell or do would determine which site you have. Now, some people have all of them, all 3 sites. You can do that if you want, but I don't recommend it unless you really, are a seasoned, experienced investor. If you're a novice, I would suggest you start with the corporate site. And if you're an active investor, you need to make offers and are actively investing and flipping, then I would get the appropriate site for that. All right, so what we're going to do next is go into the virtual office. But before I do that, I want to share something with you that I actually did. I took the A1, the cyber loan site and A1 business loans, and I took the sites over to Elance and Freelance, gave them the links, and asked them to give me bids on what it would cost to build those websites out. And that's not including the back office. Actually, the back office is where the value actually is. It's not in the front pages. It's the back office, and we're going to do that last. And we're going to really tear into it, so you can really see when I say that this is a business system, you understand that I really mean it really is a complete system with nothing to purchase. Okay, so what I did was I went to Elance and I went to Elance to, I think I might have got it, yeah, I went to Elance, and these are the bids that I got on those sites from, I think the cheapest one, they all kicked in at $4,000. I think they got one in here a little cheaper. But I want you to see, this is what it would cost to build out those websites. And then it doesn't include the software that's in the back ends, the document with the forms and all of that. It doesn't include that. It's just the pages and the graphics and the installation. All right. Another one here, the cheapest, I think, is $3,600. Here's one, $3,600. And in the average, the prices just go on and on. And then I took all of them and I came up with an average. And the average bid on these sites were from, and I had 149 bids on them. And the average bid was $3,600. Okay, that's the low end. All right. So the reason I'm showing you that is I want you to realize the value of what I'm actually showing you and what it would actually cost to duplicate it in terms of whether you did it yourself or if you paid someone to do it, in terms of what it actually would cost. All right. Now, what we're going to do next is we want to log into the virtual office, and we're going to spend quite a bit of time in there so you can actually see how it works with the actual websites. Okay. All right, we're going to log into the back office of the Cyberloan. This is what the actual login page looks like. Okay, so we're going to log in here and hang out for a bit. So this would be your back office. You would come in here, and this is where all your goodies are. All right, so we're going to start over here first, and these are your web resources. Here are videos on how to build your site out. You know, I have a couple of videos here, maybe. We don't want to overload you with a whole lot of stuff. But here you can come in here and you have in here a complete course on how to build your website out if you only purchase from us the virtual office. Some people purchase the office only and build the sites out themselves. You can do that. And these tools here will assist you in doing that. Others buy the office with the pages done for them. My guys will do the whole thing. We do the whole thing from beginning to end based on what you're trying to do. All right, but here are videos on that. How to use widgets, blocks, images, media, post pages, and you can just learn what you need to learn to do what you got to do. Here's the SEO training. If you decide you want to sell some of your services through WooCommerce, here are tutorials on how to actually set WooCommerce up and their products here. And Google Analytics, the whole course on that, on how to manage your website. Now, this is just the technical site stuff because you have a lot of premium products in here. We've selected, you know, some top-end servers. And this gravity form, that's this little thing here where all your forms are. All those forms you saw on this website were made with that plugin. Page builders, see this Beaver Builder? You have the Beaver Builder in all of the software, and plugins are premium. There are no trials and temporary stuff. These are the paid versions. And on those costs we looked at from Elance and Freelance, didn't include any of that expense in terms of the cost of the software. Just wanted to share it. We wanted to point that out here. And then down here you have, if you're using Elementor, there are tutorials on that. And Google Analytics 4. So you have training tutorials if you want to build your site out or learn how to do it. It's included. It's all inclusive here. All right. Now, I mentioned about the forms. So let's take a look at the forms that are on this website. There are 32 forms here active. If you got a form you want to cut it off, you just click the button and you deactivate the form. All right. But these forms are active. You can cut them off or cut them on. So now it's inactive. You click it and it comes, make it back active. All right. So on your forms, each form has an ID number, and it tells you here the number of entries. And normally we put a site up, we zero out all of this stuff. All right. This has no submissions. I zero them out. The number of views of people that have actually come to the form. Like this one has 111. It's a free consultation. And if anyone fills out the form, you can come here under views, entries, and actually see what was in it. But as you see on this one, we got it all zeroed out. Franchise financing has 20 views, you know, and you can zero these out. And then we have a second page of forms here. 85 entries on the tell us the basics, and you can zero these out anytime you want to. So if there was an entry, we would go into entries, and we don't have any, and we would see the project name and all of the information here. And the same information, once it's submitted, is emailed to you. And in the email, you have to hold all of the data. or you can have it text or fax to you. I mean, not fax, but text or email to you. And it comes up on your phone, you pop it up and you see everything that's on the form on your phone. And you don't have to log into the website to do that, okay? So those are the forms. Now, under pages, here, we're looking at 13 pages. It's a small site, clean and lean. You got a whole lot of, got some trash files here, you can dump those, but you're talking about 13 pages. And if we look at our plugins, and this is just for the web stuff, here we have 17 plugins, 5 of which are inactive, and this is set up on a network server, but we're using the cadence theme on this. And you have the speed optimizer and other utilities that you can activate or deactivate. But you don't want to, you come over here, you want to know what you're doing. That's the thing. All of your images and media are in here. You have a custom folder where you can organize all of your images. Over here, the e-covers for your books, the consulting packages, here for your net lease stuff here, and you just put everything nice and organized. And this is that forms document here, gravity forms. All right, and this is the cache, and this is the security software. Let's see, do we have? Yeah, we have web security on these sites also. All right, so, and in terms of the themes, we're using premium themes, and then on this one we're using Cadence. Okay, and these are the tutorials I showed you, and down here are the settings. And to get back to the main page, just come to the dashboard and click it, and in here is where our magic shop works. Now, one thing I want to show you before we go any further is the document creator. This is the core of your entire business. This is the little engine software that I developed for myself for what I do. So let's take a look at the consulting agreement here. And this is a fill in the blank form, and it'll create the document. So we want to look at our saved consulting agreement, and this is a sample of what it looks like. You can look at it here, and you can download it there, and you can come over here and edit it. So let's first take a look at it and see if we can get this to fit on this page. Let's see. Nice and big, and what we'll do, let's see here, there we go. Now, so this is the consulting agreement. So you have a client, you met on LinkedIn, Facebook, and all you do is fill out the form. It creates the document, inserts your name, their name. If you remember that 10% thing we're talking about, well, there it is right there. You insert that into the document. And this is your consulting agreement, because you're going to operate 90% of the time as a consultant. And actually, consultants make a lot more money than investors, because they usually get the points. They had to 3-0 at the bill because they don't have to pay nothing back. The investors pay it all back, consultants don't. And here's that 50-50 deal, 50% of the savings. It's inserted in the document. And we talked about the $10,000, but that's where you make this real. Everything you talk about, you have to lock it down in writing. Can't do the Boy Scout honor system here. I've gone to 2 closings and didn't get paid because I didn't do this. I did the trust a friend stuff. He's my friend. And let me tell you, like I was taught, you put it in writing so there is no confusion later about what you agreed to. So you put it in writing. It's not that you don't trust the person. It's just that it creates clarity, and that's what you want here, right? And that's the agreement. All the terms, the verbiage, circumvention, all that stuff. And it inserts your name, all right? And it signs it for you there. And it puts the date on it. And your client has to do the same. Now, let me explain something. I mentioned about the fees. Well, I went to the 2 closings and didn't get paid. And let me tell you what I did. Did something stupid. I didn't do the same thing stupid. I just did 2 things stupid. It wasn't the same thing twice. You don't want to do that. It means you're not learning from it, right? Well, I didn't get the agreement in writing on the first deal because it was a guy I went to school with, and I just knew him, and I didn't think it would be an issue. I mean, I just trusted the guy, right? And at the closing, he didn't show up. He sent his attorney, and the attorney said he wasn't authorized to pay me because his client had not authorized him to pay me. And I'm saying, well, where's your client? He won't be here. Didn't even show up. And then the closing agent said, well, Mr. Parks, do you have anything or anyone who can substantiate the agreement for him to pay you? And we talk about on my fees here, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about $150,000. So I wasn't feeling too good about that. The attorney said he would hold the escrow for 3 days for me to come back with something to validate that I was entitled to be paid. I didn't have nothing. And the guy wasn't answering the phone. And it's like 10 years later, he still ain't answering the phone. Okay, so I get it. And the bottom line, you know, you can say, well, how do you make sense out of that? Well, the client, as the attorney said, well, he loves you, Mr. Parks, but not that much. All right, I get it. So I lost $150,000 there. Didn't feel good. Went to a closing and didn't get paid, and you don't need to do that. I've done it for you. That's a seminar you do not have to or want to take. Just don't go there. Just trust me on this. Particularly when you're dealing with people you know. You see, that was the blind side. I was dealing with a person I thought I knew, and what I found out, I did not know them because I did not know this. Second time, went to the closing, got signed the document, agreed to pay me. The loan was in the name of a corporation. I didn't get a corporate resolution, and here's what happened at that closing. I was told that the guy who signed the agreement, to pay me, wasn't authorized by the corporation to indebt yet. Therefore, they had no obligation legally to pay me a fee which was authorized by an employee of the company who wasn't authorized to do it. What did I do there? When you're dealing with corporations, individuals that are doing business in the name of an entity, you must get either a corporate stamp, seal, and if they can't provide a corporate stamp or a seal, they need to provide you with a corporate resolution. And if they can't and won't provide you with a corporate resolution, you need to have that document notarized. You got to get either or. You got to either have it notarized or have a corporate seal and stamp on it. And if you don't have the corporate seal and it hadn't been notarized, there's a probability the individual can say that is not, if it's not notarized, at the closing, the guys can say, that is not my signature, and you have no recourse. The notary, particularly even if you're dealing with an individual, the notary is the proof that that is his signature, and the notary was a witness to it, and they can't slide out and get at the deal. You'll get paid. So don't have those seminars, okay? Anyway, this is the moment while we're here, we'll visit. All right, so that's what this agreement does. And when you initially make it, you simply come here under the consulting agreement and you fill out these forms, and it creates that document. That's what you use that for with your client. So if I'm your client and you're going to assist me in structuring financing on something, then you need to, and I can't underemphasize this because people won't do it, but then everybody don't have a document creator too. So it's, otherwise you would have to go get a Word doc, edit it and all that stuff, because I did it for years. That's why I had the software installed. All right. So down here, I'll show you something else. You select the state and all that, but you also have here the services you're providing. So you click the menu, and there are the services, and it's inserted into your document. So you don't have to do all that figuring stuff out. All you have to do is fill in the data, and it'll assign it. If you want it to be exclusive or non-exclusive, you do that. So let me just go through this quickly. Your client name goes here, and his state, his address. Your information goes here, and if there's an equity participation agreement, like we asked about the 10%, you put that here, and it puts your name in here you want signed. The agreement of how long this agreement. If you have all of the pieces in place, which I'm telling you, I'm amazed at the people that get here and don't be here. They don't have the pieces in place. But if you have the pieces in place, there's absolutely no reason to have any agreement beyond 60 days. Now, if you don't have the ducks in a row and you're advertising something you don't have and can't do, you probably gonna have a problem. You're not gonna get it done. You're gonna be stressed out. But if you connect the dots up front, follow the script as I present it to you, you won't have this problem, which means what? On all your deals here, maximum would be 60 days. Does it have to be exclusive? To be honest, no. Because if you got your connections in place, you can do it fast. But if you don't have the connections, don't have the lenders, don't know what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have, you just disconnect it. You might want an exclusive, but most people don't want to give you no exclusive. The exclusive means they can't work with anybody on this deal but you for 60 days. I mean, I wouldn't even sign that. All right, so I don't need that. You said, well, why you need 60 days and I can't work with nobody else? Because they're shopping the deal. You don't do that. That's why you do what I instruct you to do. You get the connections up front, and you don't have to shop. You pick up and drop off. You don't have to go looking for stuff. You have it. That's why it's important to make sure you decide what you want to do before you do it. All right, so you have the services here. This is consulting group. These are the services that you can offer. And you can give your client, your project name can be your client or the property, the location, and all that. If your lender is agreeing to pay you 2%, I recommend you put it in here also. So it just won't be, it's no need, so it won't be no surprises and no drama. So if the lender has an issue, you got it in writing. At the closing, if the client has an issue, you got it in writing. So you double check. Everybody agreed. Nothing's hidden. Everything's disclosed here. That's what this is, okay? You want to be paid. Typically, you're going to get paid the same day the client gets paid. But I would put in here, notice it doesn't say days. It says hours. You're going to be paid within 48 hours of them getting paid. And the consultant savings fee, if you agree to the 50% of what I save you, you put that in here. It'll insert it in the document, and then you give the document a name, and it creates it. Okay, and then you save it to your server. Now you can only do this if you have the hosting, because everything is built into your back office. But that's the consulting agreement. That's what that works out. And you have the document, and this FDC stands for my financing document creator. So you create the documents here, your saved documents are there, and then we have the LOI creator. I do that last, but let's take a look at the contractor agreement, and it's an independent contractor agreement, and this is what you use in these situations. It's what it looks like. All of it's the same. Fill in the blanks. You talk with a lender. You found him in Scotsman. He said he'll pay you 2 points. He asked him, did you have an agreement, so we can make it legal and right and all? And he said he doesn't have an agreement, but we do this all the time. And we aren't thieves, and we wouldn't cheat you. And here's what I'm here to tell you. Don't buy none of that. I mean, he means well, but this ain't that. You cannot trust. You don't go there. You say, well, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I want to make up an agreement based on what you said. You said you would pay me 2.5, 3 points, blah, blah, blah. So, and you don't have an agreement, and you want me to trust you, and I do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draft something up, send it over to you. And if it's okay with you and you agree with it, you just sign it and send it back, and we'll be good to go. You come here and do that. That's what this document does. You put your name in it, the lender's name in it, all right, and the fee. He told you he would pay you 4%, 3%. You put it in here. And you make this agreement as long as possible. Kind of like the rules of buying and selling. You always borrow as long as possible. And when you're financing stuff, you can do it as short as possible. Same rule applies here. So here we want to lock this lender into this agreement, ideally for 60 months. And if he disagrees with it, you simply open the document up, hit the edit button and change it and resend it. Or you can tell him just draw a line through it, 60, and put 6 months, 12 months, and initial it, and you're good to go. And you keep it easy, all right? So that's what this independent contract agreement is for. So the consulting agreement is for your clients. The independent contract agreement is for your lenders. All right. Now, situation arises. You got a $3 million loan. Of the $3 million, you follow the money. $1 million, $2 million is going to go to pay off a second mortgage. It's a private note, and you contact the second mortgage holder, and you ask him. You don't make offers. You ask him, what will he take for the $2 million loan? And he says he'll take $1.9 million for it. He knocks $100,000 off of it. And what that means is you just picked up $100,000 for asking a question. And then you got another question to ask. You did not make an offer. You'll notice in all of the things that you'll learn in the masterclass, we don't make offers, we ask questions. Then the second question was, Mr. Henry, you telling me on a $1.9 million, $2 million note, the best price sellout you can give me on it is a 1.8? Is that the best you can do? And then you have these moments of silence. And he says, 1.8 and not a blankety blank dime less. In that scenario, this guy just agreed. Let me tell you what has happened there. He just agreed to take $1.8 million for a $2 million note, which means it's $200,000 less. So the question for you want to be clear on this, don't be confused. Who gets the $200,000? Because here's what's going to happen. The lender is going to wire out $2 million to their closing agent. He's going to send $2 million in the account. He's supposed to take the $2 million and pay off this $2 million loan. That's what's supposed to happen. So my question is, who is entitled to the $200,000? The seller, the owner, the lender, the attorney, or you? One, that's the first question. And the second question is, how you going to get it? Okay, well, let me answer them. First question is, you're entitled to it. The seller is not entitled to it. All right? So how do you do it? Do you give this agreement to the lender? No. Do you give it to the seller? No. You give this agreement to the closing agent or the closing attorney. All right, and what he's going to do, he's going to call this guy up. That's why you got to have his phone number on here. Okay, that's why it's in here. He's going to call the guy up and ask him, did you agree to take $1.8 million for your $2 million note? And the guy going to say, yeah. And this is the agreement that does that. And then at the closing, you pick up an additional $200,000. And that's basically what's referred to as an arbitrage deal. And I want you to notice, this says certification to investor. It doesn't say option to purchase. When you use the word purchase, you have to do consideration. That means you have to put money in the deals to make them legal and all. This document doesn't require that. And then here's what it looks like, because it has the property address, the note data, county it's recorded in, the book, the purchase price, what they agree to take for it, the sale date, all the details, the note holder's name and address. And you give it a name. The name will be the name of the project, the property. And what you're doing here is you're buying a note at a discount from a payoff. Okay? Now, your lenders don't do this, and they don't want to know you doing it. It's not illegal, they just don't want to know. Because the lenders can't do this. Because if they did this, it's considered insider trading and unethical. We're not a lender, and it's not insider trading, and it's very ethical. We're simply asking for it. We're not structuring stuff where they have to discount. We simply ask for it, and we control the deal with this. Now, what's interesting about this document, the certification letter, when you look at it closely, let me open it up here and show you what I'm talking about, is this document says this is a legally binding document. Well, I mean, ain't no money down on it. It's just like the LOI. It's going to do the same thing a legally binding document does. And I guess it's legally binding, but I'm not putting any money on it. So if I don't buy it or don't follow through, I have no recourse, no loss. And it says that he certifies and basically agrees to take X number of dollars. There it is, the $1.8 million for the purchase of the above note if it is purchased. And all I'm going to do is scoop the dumb note up. I'm saying I'm done. This is all I have to do here. I have nothing more to do here. I hold a note. Once the closing agent is assigned, I overnight this letter to the closing agent and tell them to have a certification from the investor regarding the payoff of the second mortgage. And I pick up the $200,000 at closing plus my points and anything else I negotiated in this deal. Now here's what I want you to notice is very unique about this document. Alright, my name is not on it anywhere. It's like a bearer bond. Whoever holds it benefits from it. The guy just said he agrees to take $1.8 million. He didn't say from no individual. Well, I can sell this paper if I wanted to. You said, well, why would you do that? I wouldn't, but I could. My name's not on it. All I have to do is have possession to it and facilitate the closing. This is transaction engineering, and it's basically an arbitrage deal. I know, I was the first one to know that this loan was going to be paid off. I wasn't the last one. I know it before the owner knows it. I know it before the note holder knows it. If he knew that this loan was going to be paid off next week for $2 million, there's no way he would have agreed to take less. Well, why did he take less? He doesn't know it. I do. We call it IM. We're not talking about no internet marketing. We're talking about information management. All right? Wisdom is justified by her children. This is that. All right? You say, well, I just don't think it's fair. Then it's okay. Then you don't do it. But this document is for that purpose. All right? Last document is only 4. Consulting agreement for your clients. Contract agreement for the lenders. Certification letter for triggering discounts on payoffs. And the last letter is the LOI creator. All right. Now it does the same thing. They all do the same thing. Create documents. And it's the same thing with the LOI creator. And what it does the same thing a contract does, but it doesn't require any money. And it doesn't require any liability exposure. You can't be sued or get in any trouble with a letter. It's not a contract. It's a letter. Hear me? Not a contract. It's a letter. But what's the power in it? The letter does and gets done the same thing that the contract does, except it doesn't require any money or liability or earnest money. That's what it does. That's the power in it. All right, and here's what it looks like. Fill in the blanks, purchase price, terms of purchase. Now let's look at these terms of purchase. All cash, subject to lender approval. You can do these for other people and earn. The last one I did, I made $2,500 filling out this form. I want to take it less, but the guy offered. I said, okay, I need it right now. All right, okay. Well, you want the express service? Well, that's going to be an extra $75. Oh, that's okay. I just need it by tomorrow. All right. If you need it right now, extra $100. It's all we're doing is we're doing these guys. These are basically paper capers. It's been a knowledge worker. So you make your knowledge set. You learn this stuff that I'm sharing with you, and you execute it and profit from it. You want to get paid whether you get to a closing or not. You want to get paid going to the closing and coming from it. Okay, so next is seller financing, and all my terms of purchase will be here. We'll see that in a minute. And this is the one I use here lately. I've been using this a lot. Subject to seller refinancing, because it forces a refi and pushes a loan, brings a qualified. See, the only person can do a refi is the owner. Don't have to worry about no down payment, deposit, and credit and crap with the refi. But we'll talk about that later. But I use this, but this document does that. So I've come in here and open up let's look at the saved LOIs. And let's see where saved LOIs. I have two in here. This was an LOI on a portfolio. And this was one I did for my sister. So let's take a look at this. All right, yeah. Here's the LOI. We just fill in the blank, and this is what it looks like. Notice, state of Georgia, whatever state you're in, it'll insert it. The property, it's about as big as it's gonna get. Email address and all that stuff. Purchase price was $10 million. Closing date, all the details are in here. All right, the legally, the binding of the, all that stuff is in here. It signs a document, and this, you insert your terms, and it's the terms, it's where the power is. It's not the price, which is why I can make offers on properties at full price, because I understand this about terms. I'll take a $10 million property, or pay $20 million for the $10 million property on the right term. You say, well, why would you pay $20 million for a $10 million property? Because at $20 million, I only pay $50 a month. See, but you never pay it off. I don't care about that. I can afford to be it. I can afford to own it. At $50 a month, versus you can buy it for 10. You say you own it. I'll tell you something. You can own it, but remember, when we leave this earth, it ain't going with you. Seriously, you ain't gonna miss it. Somebody will be living in your house, wearing your shoes, and you will not be mad at them. So I will pay $20 million for a $10 million property if it's only going to cost me $50 a month for 200 years. You say, well, you'll never pay it off. I don't care about that. I have access. I can afford it. You follow me? What's the point? Price is not the only thing that matters. Terms are more powerful than price which is why I can make full price offers on income producing commercial properties all day, every day with no drama, because I understand terms. A lot of the investors don't know nothing but price. They want to beat everybody down. I don't beat them up. I don't beat them down. I beat them up. I don't have a problem paying you full price for your property because I understand what I can do with it. If it's an income property, I'm going to use the income from the property to qualify for the financing. But if it's not generating income, I'm going to have a problem. I got to do the fixer up crap. I got to qualify. I got to buy. Then got to raise the capital to fix it. Then hope somebody rent it or sell it or somebody buy it before I come out. Forget that. That's too much work for me. I ain't there. I'm just saying I am not feeling that. And I've done it. So I'm just saying this is a little smoother, a whole lot stressless, and a lot more effective. And just easier to do because I can do multiple deals at one time. And those of you watching this, in my joint venture program, you have these tools. We do these deals together. You feel me? Okay, so this document here, and I wanted you to see the terms on this more than anything. Here are the terms. This is where you control the escrow that this offers. The title is to be the Georgia title is the designated closing agent. You want I use title companies to close my stuff. Just saying, I don't deal with attorneys. They use title companies. They're just faster and more efficient. All earnest monies are deposited here by the title company. I do not give earnest money deposits to realtors. I used to. Don't do it no more. A lot of reasons. I'll tell you about it later another time. 3, escrow accounts ought to be transferred in lieu of proration. I'm not going to buy the taxes and insurance accounts. They're going to give them to me. That's what that is. The buyer's requesting a written for the property. The offer is subject to the property of appraisal of $250,000 or more. The buyer is requesting a written response from the seller or the seller's agent. All rejections or counter offers are to be in writing on this document in lieu of verbal replies. Simply makes changes and initial them. This offer is below the asking price because of the impact of the neighborhood the neighboring rock quarry has on the property. The frequent blasting creates noise and damages to the underground plumbing, which impacts the value of the property. So we lowballed this offer, but we explain why. But your document creator, you can actually do that. That's how that works. Okay. All right. So that's what we have going on over here on the left side. Now we go back to the dashboard, and this is your back office. Okay. And this is my JV link. Some of you guys get this, some don't. Depends on when you get a package or if. Because on our founders package, it's included, and after that, it's not. It's an added upsell. It's the only thing upsell that's added. Depending on when you get this, see this video, will determine what's included. You know, I'm showing you what's all in here. So let's go down here to the bottom of the page. You have a website, all right, and this is if you need JV or help with stuff down there. This is your back end office to log into your cPanel, which is the back end of your website, which looks like this. You come in here, and if you want to create email addresses, set up another WordPress blog, you come here and do that. You do certain configurations, but you don't have to do any of that. 90% of it is already done. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. You just make sure this hot link is enabled. And what this does, it keeps people from linking to your images to their websites, so people will do that. And we'll do a separate training on actual cPanel, but that's what this is, because you can add things to this, but we don't want to go there. I want to show you is access to it is actually right inside of your office. Let me get out of here. Get out. Yeah. So you access that there. If you want to buy a website or add a domain to this, you would come here and do that. If you want to buy a new domain here, your web hosting account is here. Click this and it takes you into your account for your web hosting service. And the point I want to make here is that everything is self-contained. Once you log in here, you don't have to log into anything else. All right. And now these are the services that are included. And then down here, to the follow the yellow brick road, remember, we're playing a game. You got to get that. All right. And of course, there'll be a video in here about stuff. And this is so important that you harness and grasp the fact that we're playing a game. It's the game of buying and selling money. So we start here and we learn the games. And that's what these are, courses here. Beneath the courses, you have the software. This is the software to create those underwriting reports here. All right. And this is the online document creator. You don't have this shut off because you have it here. You don't need the online version. We're going to look at this in a minute. This is your finance and data bank software for managing your lenders and all that if you choose to. And this is the software that makes the underwriting package. And all you do is click it and download it. It's not an add-on. It's a $1,800 package that you get it, that you download. It's included in here. And it's Windows based, so it don't run on Macs unless you're running Parallels. Okay. So we come in first day, and the first thing we would do is navigate around, and then we're going to come here and we're going to go through this class. You have to go through this class to be able to do the things we're talking about on the front end. You have to come in here and go here. All right. So you're talking about a 9-hour course here. So this is all my stuff, all original content from my live workshops. I've thrown all of that in here. We talk about the perspectives and perceptions, your lender's perspectives. Remember, we're learning a game. And then you want to establish some very clear objectives. That's so important. What is it you're going to do? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? When do you want to be there? That determines what you're going to do. If you don't know where you want to go, what you want to do, and it doesn't matter when you get there, then that ain't good. That's kind of jacked up. It's gonna be hard to navigate through that. So get clear and decide what you want, and give you some examples. You may want to terminate all your debt, pay off medical bills, pay off all your mortgages, all your debts, fund your kids' retirement account, pay off your student loans, or fund your retirement account, or match your retirement account, or match your income, or double your income, or triple your income. But you gotta get some clear objectives. And the only thing that matters, it doesn't matter about the numbers or the size of it. The only thing that really matters, and I mean the only thing that matters, is that it's real to you. That's all that matters. Because if it's real to you, you'll persist in the pursuit of getting it done. It has to matter to you. Because the strategies will work for whosoever will. No respecter of persons here. Anybody can implement and execute. It goes back to the want to and the why. And that's what the clear objectives are. This is the science, the science, the science. This is about the numbers, creating papers, structuring notes, doing calculation, a lot of stuff in here. If you notice the time here, all right, 81 minutes, 88 minutes. This is the science. This is the foundation to the whole thing. This way, when you finish this, you'll be able to create paper out of thin air. You'll be able to calculate yields and discount and make offers. You'll be able to play a game at a whole nother level. Then you have some knowledge to sell. You come in the masterclass, go through the deep dive training, and you will have some knowledge to sell. And then you can do the things that I was showing you on the front end. The business of financing is just the business and different ways to make money with financing. And then how to sell yourself, how to vet deals, how to size them up, how to set your business up where it's hands off. You don't want to be shopping around looking for stuff. Go get what you need to get where you're going. Connect the dots, pull the bungee cords together, connect them. If you're missing one, go get it. And then swing and have fun. That's how this works. So you come here and you just hit the button, all right, and start the process.
The workshops present to you the commercial financial.
So you have all of these.
And welcome. Great decision.
So there's a welcome message. So anyway, you got that course in there. And then you have this course. This course is about how to sell your stuff and yourself and your ideas and to get sold on yourself. Sell yourself to yourself. You got to be sold on you. Before you can sell yourself on me, you got to be sold on you. And before you can sell your products or services to others, you have to understand the sales process. But if you haven't sold yourself to you, you ain't gonna do too good at selling your products to somebody else. So this is about selling, how to do it, the science, the art of selling. It's not a long course. I think it's 9 hours too. But I'm telling you, it's no fluff, no fat in here. It's all meat. And then this is about writing. Remember I talked about writing that ad on Craigslist? And these people come. He said, well, why did you respond to my ad? Well, you want to know how to get that to happen. But when the people show up that you aren't looking for, how to handle it and spin it and profit from it. You want to be a player here. That's what this is about. This is about getting stuff done, transaction engineering. And then remember the third site, Profit Flip site? It's based off this course. About 4 hours. All right, but this thing requires no money, no capital, no credit, and can be funded in 30 days or less. And you don't even need the property. You don't even need the property to start. And what you end up with is a list of 4, 5, 6 cash buyers. And that opens up. You don't need no lender no more. You don't need no appraisals. You got cash buyers. You can close quick deals. But this course is that. All right, and you want to go through that. Go through these courses, don't shortcut it. You shortcut, you're going to have short circuits. And you go here and learn this stuff and get competent and confident and know what you're doing and know what you want and know how to get there. All right? So that's what this is about. And then here's the software. You just come here and download it over here. Now, talk about these resources. Stuff you need to know about. You can broker loans, flip property, make money making offers. We do that with the LOI creator. Sell your underwriting services using that software over there to do that. Equity for the asking. That's just structuring and negotiating and asking for equity. Over here, just so you remember what you have to do. One of the challenges with creating this, I created for myself, but I don't want to overwhelm people with so much stuff that you just don't know what to do. So here's some fast start tips. Decide what you want. And that's where you should start. And that gives you clarity. Decide what you want, when you want it, put it in writing. If you're a JV partner and you have this course, you and I are going to talk. And we're going to go here and have a visit on this because it's about clarity. If you know what you want, how much money you want, when you want it, what you're willing to do, what you know, it's easy to put a path together. It's easy to mentor you on that. Because there's the coaching and there's the mentoring. The mentoring is say, here's how to do that. The coaching is going through the course and they saying, well, this is what it says you should do. The mentoring is saying, look, you want to get there, this how you get there. Forget what you said, forget what the course said. This is how you get there today. So, you're going to need a lender if you're going to sell money. And if you're going to be an investor, you're going to need a lender to push your deals through. So you can use these resources for yourself or as a service for others. You start dealing with hard money. So why in the world would you want to deal with hard money? Because it closes fast. That's why, number one. And it pays good. And you don't have to pay it back. It's a thrill without the bill. It's a game. So we have some here. It's not to say that these are the best in the world, but it's a place to start. And then here you need short-term lenders. Got resources in here for that. And you need business financing. Got resources in here for that also. Need church financing. I don't think the church should be borrowing money, but I'm not going to mess with that. That's my personal opinion. You got that. Now, remember we talked about the ads that we ran on Craigslist? Well, you come here and get the ads. They're here. This for your local property flips, and that ad is. Off-market properties available for qualified buyers. Serious inquiries only. Some financing available. That way you can broker and pick up that packaging deal. And then on the other one, here, it's no financing is offered. So you run both. You see what it says here, realtors and brokers welcome? And this one says realtors not welcome. It's all strategic, my brothers and sisters. It's all strategic. And here are the ads based on what it is you're doing. So you come here and you need to run some ads. You come here and get the ad. Then you say, well, I got the ad. Now what I do with it? What I got to do now? Oh, you come to the next button and you have here, I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong button. And you come here and you got 15 free classified ad services where you just go there, they free now, and paste your ad, including Craigslist and a couple other, and you just paste your ads and you drive them back to your website. Boy, that's hard, right? Straight. You want to do it with social media? Well, you can do that too if you want to do that. You need to find a property to flip. You got a cash buyer and need some properties. Well, you can come here and play some games here. And the way this works, remember, you got a cash buyer, you got $3 million, you found them on Craigslist, you ran the ad, everything starts working together. And you got a buyer, he went through the process, he understands the game, and now he wants some property. And what you gonna do? Well, we're gonna go to LoopNet. On any of these websites, we'll go there, and here's what we do. And don't forget this. We're gonna go there and we're gonna make a full price offer on those properties, minus, remember your seller got $3 million, we found a $4 million property, we're gonna make an offer on it for $2.9 million, all cash. So why would they take the offer? It's all cash, and all the logic and the strategy is simple. If you are my client and you're a cash buyer and you got $3 million to put into a property, that's what you want, and I found a property, how am I going to get paid on this? And control the deal at the same time. Forget that piece. And what I'm going to do, let's make this real simple. Then all I got to do is find a $4 million property, a $5 million property. It doesn't even matter. But I want to make an offer, and none of my offers would be more than $3 million. In fact, the highest offer I can make on any property is $2.9 million. And if I stay on that point. It just don't drift on that. I make $100,000. So what do I want to do? I want to simply offer the sellers $100,000 less than they're asking for. I have $3 million cash to work with. So you say, well, I want $5 million for your property. Oh, I don't have that. But what I can do on your $5 million property, I can pay you 2.9. Take it or leave it. It's not even negotiable. You don't even have to negotiate here. Just play the game. Remember, it's a game. All right. So you use this for that. All right. So that's where I go to get my properties. And then you have government resources. You can, two of my property flips, I found them. Remember, to start the flip thing, the local property flip, you don't need real estate. But once you find a buyer and find out what he wants to purchase, where he wants to purchase, and you're comfortable that he has the ability to purchase, then you need to go find a property. And all you do is find a property and offer less than your seller has to pay for it. You just want to make $100,000. And here's the deal about these all cash buyer deals. These are self-funding transactions. You don't need any money. But you do need the knowledge. You know, it's nothing worse than being in the marketplace and have no money and no knowledge, because typically you can substitute knowledge for money. But if you don't have money, you don't have knowledge, it's not going to turn out too good. It's not much going to happen. And then the last thing you got to have courage. Courage to implement and execute. Confidence in yourself, your ability, and what you're doing. And that comes, some people have more or less than others, but you have to have some. And it can be built, and it comes through experience. So I found a property at the Hood. My buyer, they wanted $4 million for it. My buyer had $3 million to invest. He made an offer on the property for $3.2 million. HUD had it for sale for $4 million. And I asked them, remember what I told you about offers. Don't forget that. I asked HUD, the realtor, what's the best bottom line, all cash, non-contingent free offer he can give me on that property, and I don't have time to negotiate. If we don't negotiate, we don't have to. And he came back and he said $3 million. Bottom line. They wanted a listing of $4 million. They would take $3 million for it. They dropped the price $1 million simply by asking. What was the difference? Terms, all cash, 30 days, no contingencies. So now I got HUD agreeing to sell me a $4 million property for $3 million. And I got a cash buyer that I found on LoopNet from running the ads in the website that I just showed you, who's willing to pay me $3.2 million for it. What are you talking about here? Do the math. HUD, $3 million. That's what your purchase price is. Your buyer, who's going to buy the property from you, has made you an offer of 3.2, and the 3.2, you verify that he has it, and he understands that process, which means it goes $100,000 if it goes into the Georgia Title escrow account. So if you buying it for HUD for $3 million, and I'm selling it to my buyer for 3.2, it just made $200,000, and it closes in 29 days. No lender needed, no appraisal. You got a realtor here, but there ain't no problem. Okay? But look at where and how I did it. It's local. I ran the ad on Craigslist. I used the resources in my virtual office to do that. Okay? And I picked up on that $200,000 if you got a partner. You split it, $100,000 for you, $100,000 for your partner, and you're done. And you're done. You do as many as you want, as if you like it, but it's simple. You don't need any money to do it. And the biggest differentiator here is you now have a list of cash buyers, and you have those people who are on your list who aren't cash buyers. They are people to sell your other services to. Pretty cool, right? And then of course here, if you want to set up your title companies, you come here and find them. Do property research, legal forms, if you need them. You shouldn't need them. And if you want to market to different groups, connected investors, bigger pockets, we have some strategies to share with you for that, where you can go there and drive traffic. But it's important you connect all the dots so it won't be any disconnects. And here you have local RIAs. You can find them here. And this is CTF financing. That's credit tenant lease. That's net lease stuff. Well, we can do some stuff here, which you got the tools. But that's what this is, and that's pretty much what's covered in the back office. Okay, we covered all of that, and this is what you get. So here with this site, the site below, this is the back office here, and just remember the front office was this. So this would be your front store where people come, and then back here would be your back store where you make stuff happen. Alright, so step one, I'm going to wrap this up now, is learn the games. Decide what you want to do, go through the masterclass, 9 hours, and get the training first. Don't even try to do the other stuff and you haven't done this. Because if you do, you're going to have a major disconnect. And then you're going to get discouraged. Then you have to start over and do the reboot. Oops, my bad. You don't want to oops, my bad this. Get serious, get focused, get committed, and be in it to win it. So you go through the training first, then come down and download the tools. And remember, all of this is contained in your back office. You have a back office and a website. You don't have to log in. You don't need to purchase anything once you have this. In other words, look at the monthly hosting fee as your monthly rent if you want to have a storefront business. So that's how you gotta look at it. All right. So in terms of these packages, the pricing on it is dynamic. I have no idea what the price is. You'll have to look at below the video, click the link that's beneath this video. My objective here was not to sell anything, but was to tell everything and to show you everything. And I think I've given it a pretty good shot. So we saw the 3 sites, went through them, and beneath this video will be a link to actually purchase this for whatever price is available. I'm not here to sell it. I'm here to show and tell it. That's pretty much what I did. All right, well, thanks. Appreciate you hanging out with me for a couple hours. And if you like the virtual office, give me some feedback on it. Tell me what you think. And if you don't like it, tell me what you think. And if it's something that you think is missing that we need to add, then tell me about that also. It's Dorante Parks, Top Gun Workshops, Top Gun Web Hosting, and thanks for attending. And we're going to have the page up, the order buttons and stuff will be active. And you just follow the instructions on the bottom of the page and the links that are in there. All right, have a good one. Remember, I showed you, and I told you, and I showed you this front end of these websites price out at $3,000. So I know the value of this, and it doesn't even include the back office, which you're looking at. And I forgot to show you this. You JV with me on my JV program, and you start running the ads for business loans. All you have to do is click this link, and you're in. Put in there the money and start the process. We go straight to the bank with this. All right. So those of you who have this and want to do it with me, we can do that. Or if you don't want to, you just want access to it for yourself, then let me know. It's depending on when you watch the video. This is not going to be included in the standard package. It's an upgrade, but depending on when you purchase it, if you purchase it, it may be included. You know. All right, so thanks for hanging out and have a good day, and tell me what you think. It's Durante Parks. If you got any questions about this, give me a phone call or a text. My number is 770-241-4117. I'll deal with real people in real time. Real deals, real people, real time. So you be real. Call me, text me. We have a real connection. You can do the email thing, but I'm not on top of that like I am on answering my phone. So you want to get serious, you need to work a deal, want to cut some terms, got some questions, call me. Forget the support desk stuff. 770-241, just hit me up and we can talk. If it's something you want to do, we need to work out something to help you do it, and you're committed to do it, we'll see what we can do. All right, thanks again. We'll see you hopefully on the other side. Have a good day, and God bless you. Real good, real big.